So we are back for part two. The reason I wanted to make part two or a two-part video is because there's lots to unpack, and I figured there would be more questions than I had answers to during the first part. So I didn't want to make that video too extensive because I wanted to gain more information for you guys, because I know you guys would have questions. So starting May 10th, new and existing customers are eligible for these deals. Both of them. If you already have the Magenta Max and the home internet, I'm told the price decrease will automatically happen to keep the queue in the calling clear for other business and other customers. That's what I'm being told right now. I don't know if that's 100% true, but I don't think you will have to call in and fill up the queue just to make that change. Now, if you have home internet and you're on a different plan and you want to upgrade to the Magenta Max, you are going to have to call in. Same with the customers that have home internet now and would like T-Mobile for wireless. You guys, of course, will have to go into a store or will have to call in to make that happen. Now, from what I'm being told is the 50% off YouTube discount for 12 months, you will have to set that up. There is going to be a link for TV promotion, and you will have to get a new promotional code to activate this. For me, myself, my first promotion just ran out. As a matter of fact, I got 12 months of YouTube TV for $10 off. So now when I renew, I can renew with the 50% discount code. So that's really good. I think this is a really good value for the consumer and, of course, for the existing customer base to keep the churn much lower. My thinking is, I know I just recently made a video where I said that I thought T-Mobile should have kept T-Vision around a bit longer. But my thinking behind this is, even with the discount that T-Mobile is giving you on YouTube TV, they are likely still saving more money than what they would have had to spend to keep T-Vision up and running. Every time a TV station increases their pricing, it's literally, you have to push that cost off onto the consumer, or you as a business take the hit for that increase. So I think that's how T-Mobile looked at it, and that's also the reason why I think they're only doing it 12 months at a time. Again, this is my second year already into a promotional offering. The reason I think T-Mobile is doing that is because it keeps them dynamically flexible in case YouTube does raise pricing. You can always renegotiate, so that way you don't push the cost off onto the consumer. Right now, the permanent structure on Netflix has caused T-Mobile to push that cost off onto the consumer. So it's technically not Netflix on us if we are being honest. I know there are certain plans that you still get the base rate, I believe, on T-Mobile, but I think even as that may increase in the future, that likely also won't be on T-Mobile anymore. That cost will likely be pushed off onto the consumer. So lots of value just on that segment alone for the customer, right? Cable is in a position, like I said previously, that they are able to lower pricing, but this T-Mobile dropping the pricing down to 30 would also hurt the margins of cable, right? Cable has the ability to do it on a promotional base, but they don't want to do it for that second year. They'll get you locked in for the first year on $15, $20 pricing, but then that second year, they want to move that to $50, $60. T-Mobile is like, nope, we put in a price lock. So yes, they also used price lock guarantee during the Un-carrier event. Great timing. This is excellent timing for T-Mobile to use all of this. it's really great timing. So as I mentioned in part one, Verizon did already offer that bundle discount. If you bundle your home internet with the wireless, you get the home internet for $25. Verizon already had that. But I think T-Mobile doing it now in the Un-carrier fashion is just perfect timing. Right now, the inflation is at its peak. Every company right now is increasing pricing. So I think this is perfect timing for T-Mobile to offer this. Perfect. There couldn't have been a more perfect time than right now. So all of that is stackable, of course. The $30, the 50% off of YouTube TV. So that's good to see. Also, for T-Mobile Tuesdays next week, you are going to be able to get that $50 for any streaming device, as I mentioned in the first part. You can use it towards an Apple TV, you can use it towards a PlayStation, Xbox, any streaming device, you are going to be able to use that $50 discount on. Really good. Again, T-Mobile spending a lot of money, once again, for customer acquisition costs, right? Retaining customers, lowering churn, getting in new customers. So Verizon and AT&T have to be very careful on how they move forward in terms of any price increases on anything they got, right? AT&T just increased pricing on wireless, and for some customers, or a lot of their customers on the DSL side, they also increased the price by $3. So that may even make them consider T-Mobile as a choice for home broadband. So several other things to note here on this video. T-Mobile for Business is now going national for business internet. So wherever T-Mobile has 5G footprint, no matter what, you as a business are now going to be able to sign up with T-Mobile for Business at the same cost as the consumer, which is the $50 price point. Now, one thing they did not mention is if you bundle that with wireless, if that leads to that additional discount. That's one thing that they did not discuss. And one other thing that I wanted to point out real quick, they did also announce a partnership with Cradlepoint. So now that's going to lead to the Cradlepoint being the provider for the router for the business side. So if there's additional private networks or anything like that you want to do on the business side, you are now more than able to do that with that particular router. So that's another good business partnership that T-Mobile has now. So T-Mobile really focusing in on cable, really targeting them on the fact that just because the business name is attached to the product, now that product increases by $50-$60. Right? T-Mobile said they are not going to do that. It's going to be the $50 price point, same as consumer, even for business. So that's really good. That's going to lead to T-Mobile continuing to be the share taker. That's the company, like I said, they are structured around share taking. It's what they do. It's what they're known for. It's what the investors and everybody, the shareholders, the board members, that's what they know. T-Mobile is the share taker. So that was really good to see for business. Also business, you get a free tablet line. So that's good as well. So if you get the business internet, and you can bundle that free tablet line as well. That should be a value of about $20 roughly, I've been told. So that's all good value for business as well, especially small business in the time of inflation and everyone else in the bigger corporate side increasing hourly rates, and the small businesses having to take a hit if they do need to compete and increase their hourly rates. So this is good. This saves them money potentially by just switching to T-Mobile for Business. So those were a part of the main announcements that I just mentioned. A couple of interesting things to note during the Q&A. So during the Q&A, T-Mobile was asked about quality of service. They stated that throughout the footprint, now this came straight from them. I didn't know this, but they said throughout the footprint, where capacity is not a concern, meaning they have that excess capacity to where capacity is not a concern. Now, this is what they said, home broadband and wireless are on the same priority in those cases. That's what they stated. So there is no priority differences in areas where they have that extra massive amounts capacity. That's what they were asked, quality of service. Now, does that mean that's necessarily everywhere? Probably not. In some cases, where they are filling up the sectors to that limit that they want to reach, where they feel like, okay, this is enough. We don't want to sell any more capacity. In those cases, there may be the possibility, or there should be the possibility, where mobile does get higher priority versus the home broadband. But T-Mobile is learning every day. They are studying usage patterns to where in the future, if there is enough capacity on air and they can kind of incorporate network slicing, they may not have to deprioritize one or the other. It may be able to be on the level playing field, depending. So this is something to take note of. Very interesting. Also, during the Q&A, 40% of users that are inbound that are coming to the product are coming from cable. So that's a high significant number. So cable needs to start paying attention. They need to compete back. If not, this is going to get ugly very, very, very quickly. Very quickly. It's going to get ugly very quickly for cable. They're going to have to start competing on price, something. They're going to have to start fighting back. Also, interesting thing to note, out of the 40 million households available, 13 million of those are served in rural United States. So that's a big opportunity for those areas, because there isn't a lot of competition, if any at all. So this year, by the end of this year, T-Mobile is going to hit 260 million pops. Out of that, 36 million pops will be additional rural areas that they're expanding the service to. So that's another massive opportunity to reach more households much quicker than any cable provider or fiber provider will be able to. And that was strongly talked about by Mike Sievert, that they can get there very, very quick without having to dig up sidewalks or gain any right-of-way permits. And they can cover those stretches much more wider with just a single cell tower. And they did also discuss that in the future they could add, high gain antennas and all that other stuff to further extend the signal. So that's also very good to see. So like I said in the part one, lots to unpack. So this part two is likely going to be a longer video, or already is a longer video. So those are some of the points that I wanted to cover. Like I said, timing, excellent timing, great announcements, lots of value, lots of deals that are going to keep customers around, drop the churn, maybe even bundle in customers now from AT&T that are upset with the price increase. We don't know what Verizon's going to do, like I said in the video this morning. If they increase pricing, maybe this is, T-Mobile's for the taking. Maybe T-Mobile takes enough share in the future that Verizon and AT&T have to lower pricing. Who knows? Dish is coming in too now. So effectiveness is key. If these deals are effective, then Verizon and AT&T will have to respond, right? That was the issue with Sprint. Sprint kept putting out deals. Nobody responded to them. So Sprint had no impact on the market whatsoever. If T-Mobile's deals are effective and they have an impact on the market, they start taking share, they start gaining insane port ratios that favor them, AT&T and Verizon will have to respond in big, massive way, and they need a market correction to compete. And cable as well. Cable will too. So we'll see how it turns out. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Like I said, this was a lot to unpack. Probably even more that needs to be unpacked, maybe in another video. But for now, I think this covers most of it. This should give you enough info to make a educated decision. And also, if you are a customer, you should now know that new and existing customers get the same deal. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel. Follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.